James, broke football team signs generational talent at striker. I think that's the headline, right? Robert Lewandowski signs for Barcelona Football Club for an initial 45 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons. Supposedly, this is all per Fabrizio Romano. The first call with Xavi Hernandez, the manager, was at the end of February. Robert Lewandowski remained very professional throughout, although he let his intentions known that he was really keen to go to Barcelona, and I think that he probably felt like he'd hit his ceiling at Bayern Munich. And James, I'm not going to lie to you, I can't blame him. But my question to you is, and again, very just free-flowing conversation on this one, mate. I mean, what do you make of this? Because to me, like, I guess he's looking at, man, I'm getting a little older now. I want to do a couple things. I want to achieve a couple of things. And I think at Bayern Munich, he can only give performances the level that he's given without thinking, like, how much more do I need to do to win a Champions League? You know what I mean?
Well, he's already won one.
Or a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, well, he's already won one at Bayern. I just feel like he did so much at Bayern. I think he did so much in the Bundesliga, Jack. He's been in the Bundesliga for over, what, like 12, 15 years, you know?
Yeah.
With like Bayern and Dortmund, and maybe just something different. I feel like with Lewandowski, I wouldn't say a bit too late, but I would like to see him go to La Liga a bit more earlier in his career. Now, don't get it twisted. Is this a good sign for Barcelona? Yes, of course it is.
Right.
But I look at parts of the deal, and it's like, for a team like Barcelona, doesn't make sense. A team who were in financial ruins and they weren't able to register and sign players. They're now going to sign a 34-year-old to give him a 3-year contract.
Right.
Yeah, for over 50 million euros. You know, and they also have another 34-year-old striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang there. So for Barcelona right now, with all these young players and this nice young project they have, Jack, it's almost like it's a win now basis. You know,
James, it's kind of been forced to become that immediately. And I won't lie to you, maybe I think Real Madrid are still surely going to be favourites, especially with betting markets. But I mean, maybe they think they can win La Liga. I mean, I don't think this team are close to winning the Champions League. I don't think they're close. But La Liga, I would still say, like, you're going to have to beat Real Madrid, who've gotten Tchouaméni and Rudiger in the off-season. Like, Real Madrid aren't messing around here at all.
I don't think it's a thing that Barcelona fear Real Madrid at all, Jack.
Really?
If you remember last season, Jack, they went to the Bernabeu and put 4 past them, and definitely should have been a lot more. They had a chance to really put their neck on Barcelona and Real Madrid and really, really hurt them. So I don't think Barcelona feared them a lot, and I don't think they were that off in La Liga. Like, Jack, when I look at it, this whole notion when it comes to the league, and this is one thing that I hate when people say, is that, man, this team were 15 points off. But you start the season, Jack, level on points. What happened last season really doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, you started you start the season level on points, and now Xavi has a full season on his belt. And you talk about a manager being given the ability to get the players he wants in. Jack, Xavi's probably signed the most players I've ever seen from only 2 transfer windows. You know, it's crazy. They brought in Rafinha, Kessie, Christensen. Now a player like Robert Lewandowski, like Barcelona. Yeah, but for me, I doubt that's going to happen at this moment in time, especially with Chelsea are at. Barcelona are at a stage right now where they want to do it now. Now, is Lewandowski the guy that's going to change life for this Barcelona team? I wouldn't say change life from a long-term point of view. Is he going to light up the new camp the way Ronaldinho did, or Ronaldo did, or Rivaldo, or obviously Messi did? No. But can he get Barcelona the goals that they need to compete?
I was going to say, James, maybe not Messi numbers, but those other names you mentioned, I think he'll get those numbers. And also, James, you look at play style. Robert Lewandowski is the type of character, like the type of build physically. He's not reliant on short area quickness and long speed. Like, yes, he needs to be strong and he needs to establish himself. Like, if he's going to run a channel or if he's going to create half a yard, he needs to be physical in that way. But it's not like Mbappe level speed that he's dealing with here. So I think you mentioned he's a little older. This is a guy I can see still playing decent level football, age 36.
Jack, you see the one thing I haven't said to you, but I haven't talked about, oh, can Lewandowski do it? Because I know he can do it. I know Lewandowski's going to score 25 to 30 goals for Barcelona. I think he seamlessly walks into the Barcelona system, and it's easy for him because it's quite similar to the Bayern system, to the point of view of the way that they play in La Liga.
Right.
You know, you look at, like, Jack, you look at the players that they've brought in. They have Dembele there. They just brought in a player like
Rafinha.
Right. Rafinha. They got Ansu Fati, players out wide who can really light up the play. You know how, let's say, disciplined Xavi wants his wide players to be, and especially with a player like Lewandowski, they're gonna be told, can you feed him? So nothing changes for Lewandowski there. But what I want to know from Lewandowski is what is his desire? Because does Barcelona give him the same opportunity to win the Champions League other than Bayern? That's the same question. Because the first thing that pops into my mind is just, okay, he wants something different. He just wants to try a different way of playing football.
Mm-hmm.
In Barcelona are great there. But if we're going on based on what a team can deliver in the Champions League fold, is Barcelona over Bayern for you?
I would still take Bayern at this point. You know, I think that there's serious potential. We've talked about Ansu Fati, if he stays fit, what he can be, what he can become. I think, you know, there were definitely times where people thought, hey, maybe this guy could potentially be better than Vinicius Jr. Well, over the last season, that was pretty disproved pretty quickly. But I think if Ansu Fati stays fit, that conversation starts up again.
He hasn't been fit in a while, man.
No,
He'll score a goal, he'll score a goal, then go off injured and start crying.
Yeah,
that just seems to be the thing.
But
I like Ansu Fati.
Pedri will get a little older, right? A little more experienced, a little better. Gavi, you know, I made some pretty strong statements about their potential and their trajectory of what their career is doing. But again, James, that's all in like 3 years. Not now. One comment I want to bring up. I know you and I sometimes like to do these hypotheticals because it's fun to just have the argument. I saw somebody tweet, I wish a few years ago, Barcelona had Robert Lewandowski, Real Madrid had Karim Benzema, Atletico Madrid had Luis Suarez, and all three could go head to head and we could really understand who's the best striker of this generation. I just thought that was a cool little idea, little principle. I wish something like that would have happened, because then we'd have really seen it. I mean, you could argue maybe you'd want to stick Suarez at Barca because he did play there a little longer, maybe have Robert Lewandowski at Atletico Madrid, but I mean, it makes sense for now, right?
I mean, Suarez kind of out of the conversation from the point of view of the peak of his powers. I think Suarez is a little past. He still can produce some genius, but not the old Suarez. Benzema still, right now, he seems to be aging like a fine wine. Lewandowski, the exact same thing. So you talk about a battle right now, and the debate that's been especially brewing for a while, but the last year or so, it's taken on a life of its own on who's the better striker. Like, we can really see, because yes, Real Madrid are great and everything like that, but I don't think Real Madrid are that much better than Barcelona. You're looking at, to me, equal teams to a certain point of view, so we'll find out who's the more superior striker.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And I don't think there's going to be much adapting for Robert Lewandowski.
No, I agree. And
when you're a goal scorer, you
at
just
this
get
stage,
it.
At this stage in his career too, no excuses. This is a proper veteran who's played top-level football matches, whether that be for Poland or Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund, even at his time there. James, just to finish off, Bayern Munich, you got Mane, but you've just gotten rid of Robert Lewandowski. Supposedly, Serge Gnabry's gonna sign an extension there till 2027. Does another player go in? Does a Portuguese forward kind of go into the plans there, or do you think maybe it's somebody else?
I don't see where that's somebody. Maybe it might be nobody, but Jack, you must understand what Bayern are losing here. Bayern are losing like they're Messi, they're Ronaldo. Jack, that's 50 goals guaranteed in a season. That's, oh, we're struggling, we need a goal right now, let's pop a ball into the box, Lewandowski, get us something. They don't have that. And Jack, when you look around the world football, this isn't 2009 or like 2012 again. There isn't glitter of world-class strikers all about the place that you can pay for. The best one out there has just joined Manchester City, you know, and the only one in my head that could replace Lewandowski's goals is the greatest goal scorer in the history of football, Cristiano Ronaldo. And it seems that Bayern have zero interest in signing him, but I'm looking for the point of view of what makes sense. Ronaldo wants trophies. Ronaldo wants to compete. What team have the best resources for him to compete? And that's Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich seem to come out with very strong statements, making it clear that they don't want Cristiano Ronaldo. So I find it weird.
The frequency and also the volume of officials, heads, directors saying no. That's what's really jarring for me. I've seen reports about Nagelsmann really being like, oh yeah, no, like, well, reports about him thinking, oh, it'd be great to manage Cristiano Ronaldo, and oh, now that Lewandowski's done, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Do I think as it stands, they win the Bundesliga again? Yeah, of course, without Lewandowski. I still think that there's too much of a gap there at this point, right? Obviously Klopp kind of tried to stop it a little bit, but we know that gap is well and truly back now. James, Champions League-wise, though, I think if you don't find a replacement who is either potentially better or better, let's say, at one point in their career, maybe with Ronaldo, I think it's an admission that, yeah, we're not really serious about the Champions League again this year, and that would be the real shame for me. Skamaka supposedly on the market, is that a good fit? I don't know. Cristiano Ronaldo potentially available as well. Again, you look at Bayern, James, if they'd have acted faster, instead of Fiorentina getting Luka Jovic, maybe they could have gotten Luka Jovic from...
And even then, Jack, I don't think Luka Jovic with the pull that he used to. Like at Bayern, at Real Madrid, I feel like he lost a huge spark.
He scored in his Fiorentina debut, hilariously. But what I would say is, where was he good? He was good in Germany. He was good at Eintracht Frankfurt. And then him going to Bayern Munich under the coaches there and the players playing there, I'm sure he would rediscover some form. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen at home, Robert Lewandowski is a Barcelona player. I mean, I don't know how long ago you'd have to go back to tell me that, where I'd be like, no, there's no way that kind of thing is going to happen. It's all seemed to happen very, very quickly. Lewandowski's got his way. Good chunk of change for that as well. Maybe some money to go towards some new players for Bayern Munich, but we will see. James, anything?
But one thing about Bayern Munich, Jack, just no more white players, because the amount of white talent they have right now: Kingsley Coman, Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Sadio Mane.
Nuts.
Like Jack, the names is ridiculous there.
Yep.
So if they can just find a striker.
Oh, just got Mazraoui as well. Like, talk about some delivery from fullback with Alphonso Davies in there too. But guys, please like, share, subscribe to the video. We are dangerously close to 700 subscribers. We would like to get there sooner rather than later. So give us a quick scroll down. And if you're not subscribed, do check, because the algorithm can sometimes play tricks. You can be getting our videos popping up on your thing, but you may not actually be subscribed. So do scroll down, hit the subscribe button while you're down there. Like the video as well. And until next time, we'll see you.